You know that feeling, right? You ask an AI chatbot a question, you're hoping for some amazing insight, and what you get back is, well, it's either so simple it's useless, or it's a giant wall of text you're never going to read. It's super common, super frustrating. But it turns out there's a much, much better way to use these tools, and it's not about treating them like an oracle you ask for one perfect answer, but more like a conversation partner you explore ideas with.
Yeah, you get one of two things. On one side, you get the oracle. It's this clean, tidy answer that sounds great, but just completely glosses over all the messy, important stuff. And on the other side, you get the research assistant, this massive data dump that feels like you've just been assigned a PhD dissertation. So one's way too simple, the other's way too much. And honestly, neither one actually helps you get to the truth.
And this leads us straight into what you could call the AI answer trap. It's this tendency for these tools to give us an answer, sure, but not the answer. Why? Because they're missing the single most critical ingredient: context.
This whole insight actually came from a real-world problem. The author of our source material was trying to figure out how to hold government officials accountable. But when they asked an AI about it, it just didn't bring up the most basic fundamental concepts. Things like taking an oath of office or all those conflicting pressures an official faces. It totally missed the human side of it, the systemic side of it. And that right there is the trap.
So why does this even happen? Well, it's because real-world problems aren't simple questions with simple answers. They have layers. Lots of layers. Kind of like an onion of responsibility. I mean, just think about any truly difficult problem you've ever faced. Is it ever about just one thing? Of course not. It involves people and competing motivations, money, power structures, the whole shebang. It is never, ever a straight line from point A to point B. It's this tangled web. And that's exactly where those simple answers just completely fall apart.
And this is why the best mental model for all these complex issues isn't some simple checklist. It's an onion. To get to the core of what's really going on, you can't just slice it in half. You have to peel it back, one layer at a time, to really see what's inside.
So what do these layers even look like? Well, think about a government official who swears an oath to the Constitution, but their boss might be pushing them to do something else entirely. Or a CEO who has a legal duty, a legal one, to make money for shareholders. But what happens when that conflicts with doing the right thing for the community? Or even a doctor who has a code of conduct, but their patient is demanding a treatment that just isn't in their best interest. These are these constant, messy tensions.
And this is exactly why accepting that first tidy answer from an AI can be so dangerous. It gives you this false sense of clarity, but it could be pointing you down a completely, totally wrong path.
Take a statement like this one: CEOs are just greedy. It's simple. It feels kind of true sometimes, right? It's a classic, tidy answer, but it completely ignores the incredibly complex legal and structural worlds they have to operate in. And here's one of those crucial missing layers: fiduciary responsibility. Now, this isn't just a suggestion. It's a legal requirement that officers of public companies have to prioritize shareholder value. So all of a sudden, a decision that looked like simple greed becomes this really complex calculation involving legal duty and, honestly, corporate survival.
So here's the bottom line. Tidy answers don't make you smarter. They just make you feel smart while actually keeping you in the dark. The real story, the actual truth, is almost always buried in those messy layers that the first answer just skips right over. Okay, so what do we do about this? How do we fight it? How do we actually get to those deeper layers? Well, we have to learn how to peel the onion ourselves. And we do that by changing the way we talk to AI. The technique is called conversational scaffolding, and it's all about building your understanding together with the AI. So first, you start with a simple prompt, but you signal that you know there's more to it. Maybe you ask, what are the key factors influencing this? Then, step 2, you ask the AI to separate the hard facts from its own interpretations. Now, the third step is absolutely key. You explicitly ask for the next layer. You can literally say, okay, now tell me about the legal duties involved, or what about the ethical codes here? You're guiding the conversation. And finally, you build your understanding piece by piece, not all at once.
And you know, when you really think about it, this isn't just a technique for chatbots. It's a fundamentally human way to get to the truth when something actually matters.
This analogy is just perfect. We all know that fine can mean 1,000 different things, right? If you sense something's wrong with someone you care about, you don't just accept it and walk away. No way. You dig deeper. You ask more questions. You have a conversation, because you need to get past that easy, surface-level answer to find out what's really going on. We have to start treating our most important questions with that exact same level of care.
Because that's what it all comes down to, isn't it?
When the stakes are high for your family, your career, your community, you simply cannot afford to build your decisions on some shallow, incomplete picture. The truth isn't just handed to you, it's something you have to dig for. It takes persistence, it takes a conversation.
So, the next time you open up a chatbot, just ask yourself this. Are you just looking for a quick, tidy answer, or are you ready to start a real conversation to uncover what truly matters? The choice is yours, and believe me, it makes all the difference in the world.